my issue that I was looking at, I like the flipped classroom. Actually, the first Cengage conference I went to, they brought in a speaker, and I think it was one of the authors for the Warren, and he talked about how he does the flipped classroom. So I really wanted to work that into the courses that I taught at Davenport. So I was going to do that, and my plan was to do that with the ASP. So I worked that into, and it always does this. I have to reorder my assignments a lot. But I worked in ASPs as part of the homework scores. So my scores are set up for my accounting foundation classes. Homework is 24% of their grade. And it's broken down by 20 points per chapter. And I do it as 10 points could come from the ASP completion. And then 10 points can come from the homework set. And the homework sets contain the exercises and the problems. But I really wanted to emphasize the importance of the ASPs. I know students don't read. I wanted them to do the ASPs ahead of time. So I thought to myself, how am I going to get students to do it? And I know you have to incentivize them with points. But then also, how do you get them to do it before the class meetings? So what I have done is the ASPs are 10 points and the homework sets are worth 20. If they don't do the ASP before the second class meeting, they cannot use the ASP to get the 10 points for their entire 20 points for their homework set. So they have to at least attempt it. So they don't have to get 100% on it. They go in and spend 30 minutes maybe on it. I like the prerequisite idea. I haven't thought about doing that, but I think that would work excellent. So I go in and see who's at least attempted it, how much time do they spend in it. Then they can use that, and for their homework set, they only do the problems. And there's usually 2 or 3 problems. They're more comprehensive than the exercises. In theory, if they do the ASP and they use it as a learning tool, the problem should be much easier. So I found some success with that. I do quizzes in my courses, in-seat quizzes. I teach all in-seat stuff, so nothing online. And I do a quiz every 2 chapters. So I want to translate, because I do all my stuff by paper and pencil. I want to make sure, hey, you're using Cengage. Is that going to translate to learning it if you get a blank piece of paper, you know, in-seat to be quizzed on? And then for those quizzes, it's like half multiple choice, and then there's one big problem. And the multiple choice questions come directly from the ASP. So I'm telling them, hey, if you're doing the ASPs and you're not gaming the system, which it's easier to game the ASPs, I think, you're helping yourself out with not doing as much exercises. You're helping yourself out with the quizzes. And I have seen some students doing that success. Some will still game the system. I just don't understand. I can't stress the point enough. But I think the adaptive study plans are worth it. If you're not utilizing it, if the students aren't doing it, I think I tell them, you know, I know it's hard to read the textbook, do the ASPs instead. And it focuses down. I take out some learning objectives from mine because I can't cover all of them. They do ratios at the end of a lot of Cengage chapters, and then they have an entire chapter, 17 I think, on ratio. So I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about all of those then, so you have less to look at every chapter. But with multiple choice too in the ASP, it kind of connects the dots. And I think students really learn when they start, how does this concept relate to this one? A lot of them, it's all isolated. This is a show me how for this problem. I'm going to learn this, show me how, and then forget about it when I do the next problem with the other show me how feature. And then I think ultimately to multiple choice questions, I like the problem-based questions, and I like the show me how feature, but I think I already forgot it. Patty brought it up, is I struggle with, I wish it was kind of a limit onto how many times they can look at the show me how video, because all they're doing, I've noticed, is the students will watch that video and watch one part of it and then just redo that part really quickly on their problem and then watch the next part, and they're not really, they're looking at something and then they're just rehashing it in their problem. They're not, the learning is lost there with the show me how. I think it's great because it answers a lot of maybe Cengage technical stuff, like, you know, all the lines don't have to be filled in, or this is the rounding stuff, or this is where, or how the balance sheet should be organized, but then they start over using it. And then they have that disconnect because they come in and take a quiz and there's a problem and there's no show me show me how button. So they're like, I don't even know where to start, because when I do my homework, I start with show me how.